Well, we're back again, and I said next time we'll probably be at the river, and it is. Again, there's a gap in the weather. It is cold. We've got a northeasterly wind. The water is in already, so the wind must be blowing it in quick, so I don't know what's happening there. But it's only a 6.4 metre tide at Immingham. That's what I go by. I know that I won't get washed off. Yeah, I'm fishing the River Humber. It's cut for the intro. So, we're back here again. I've got here probably an hour late, so I would have got to sit up and been able to have a coffee and stuff like I like to do. But when I got here, I had 1.5 meters of mud, and it's now in. Yeah, it's in. So I can cast out, but my bait is frozen. So I've got all my gear set up. I've only brought 2 rods. And the reason why I've only brought 2 rods is because it'll make sure I don't fire the third one up. I've had 3 sessions now with less rods. 2 rods, 1 rod, and now 2 again. Just waiting for the better weather. What am I going to catch today? Do not know. Probably a flounder. Be nice to catch a codlin. Don't care if it's small. Big would be better. But I've only got frozen baits. With all the bad weather and stuff, it's been yellowtails have been a bit scarce. They've been got, but there's no extra ones got. So I like to fish after a weekend, and sometimes all the bait is gone, sometimes it ain't. So we're here today with squid, black lug, got some frozen yellows which I'll make up with a squid bait, elasticate and fish on a pennel. Yeah, pulley rig or a cod rig. But yeah, it is what it is. There we say it again. But yeah, it's not a lot I can do. Gotta come fishing, because if I don't fish today, all the rest of the week and weekend is absolute garbage. So you've got to get it in when you can, if you know what I mean. With fishing, that is, anyhow. Well, that goes with anything in life, doesn't it? But yeah, 55 now, isn't it? So yeah, I'm going to get these baited up. First one, I'm just going to get some squid on if it defrosts in time. Get that chucked out, so I've got a rod out there fishing, and I'm going to make a bait up for the Ziplex. Fishing with the Ziplex TF5050 Vaselli Surf Cobra KW. Be nice when I can get another TF5050 if there's anyone out there, but for fixed spill, not for multiplier. That just gives me a change, gives me a something different to do, doesn't it? It is hard for me to, not hard for me to talk, because that's easy, but I've got earache in this left ear again, and it ain't about me. I'm just telling you I've got earache because someone out there might care. And that's it. Yeah, I've got earache for the 3rd time. I'm on antibiotics, but it's like I've got gaffer tape over my ear, and I can only just hear out of this ear. So when I lay in bed with the telly on and I'm laying on this ear, I can't hear nothing. The whole room is silent. So anyhow, let's get these baited up. I'll bring you back. And yeah, I pulled my trolley through dog muck. How's that happen? I mean, I was watching where I was going and it still went through it. I'm not too happy about it. So that is a minefield along here, and yeah, it's not good. Worst case scenario is I take the wheels off and stick them in a bag and then clean them when I get them. But yeah, not good, is it? We've got the beach shelter up. It is blowing probably 20 mile an hour, 25. It's not 25 yet, but it's probably about 20. I've got this anchored down. I've got it facing this way, so the wind's blowing on this side because it's blowing that way. And that's it, really. That's why the water's coming soon. So I'm going to put this down now, the camera, get these baited up, and then you'll see me cast out, and then I'll have a coffee and a chin wag. So yeah. Oh, what is life, eh? See you in a bit. Right, let's get this casted out. Now if I walk down, I'll gain another 6 or 8 yards, and I ain't bothered because this is going out. I've got weed on there. Let's hope that goes through all right. This might snap off. Let's give it a whirl. Now, there you go. So, I'm just taking the slack up. I know you can't see me, but sometimes that's a bonus for some people. Right, that's it. First one out. It's only out about 20 yards. I've got a wind blowing in my face. The casts, they aren't going out far today, I'll tell you. Could have just come and fished my sniper rod, I reckon. But yeah, it's not gonna be going out far today. We've got the proverbial wind blowing straight at me where I'm casting, and it's quite a strong lot of knots. Where's me rubber foot? Where's my rubber foot gone? Don't tell me I lost that. One of the rubber feet has come off my bloody tripod. It did it in the last video. I don't know if I mentioned it. I can't see it anywhere. I can't see it anywhere. So yeah, never mind. I'll have a look at it for in a minute. I'm going to pour myself a coffee. I think I've got somewhere firm to put that on. Haven't had a coffee yet. At least we got a, oh God almighty, 55 and getting weak. There you go. Well, I'll tell you something, with my earache, I took that many I was taking painkillers. Yeah. Don't do this at home, kids. More than I should have done, let's just say. Probably about every 3 hours. But I'll tell you what, I took that many, I was feeling a bit lightheaded, but I didn't have no pain in my hip. But the metal thing might come out. I've got a metal weight in there. I'll have a look for it. So anyhow, that's the first rod out. The bait is defrosting. I shall return with the other rod baited up. For those out there, yeah, don't worry, I ain't going anywhere. Yeah, for those out there that don't like that, it's tough, isn't it? Oh dear. But I sound like Somerset Beach Fishing Tony then, didn't I? Oh dear. Yeah, go check him out. He's caught a fantastic cod a couple of videos back, and then he put a video up and he blanked. So top draw to you, Tony. It's the way fishing is, isn't it? You catch a bit of a fish and then you catch a nothing, blank. Yeah, I don't know where my rubber foot is. That's concerning because, oh bollocks. Yeah, so earache again. Oh sorry, I spit me into it. Right, well that's holding bottom over to the right. I shall bait up probably, I'm going to bait up prawn and shrimp and squid and stick it on that cod rig, chuck that out and just have a leisurely day's fishing. Sun's coming out behind the cloud, It's a glorious day for January, you can't knock it. And yeah, I've got dog shit on my trolley wheel, can't believe it. Gonna have to get something and get that off and then scrape it on the grass and sort it out of the van, so that'll slow me down, but getting them. But I'll chuck the trolley in and put the wheels in a black bin bag. It was nice meeting you, Kerry and Ian, at Wivensea. By the time I got home and you've messaged me on Messenger, I've got the names in my head, so yeah, it was great meeting you. Thank you for coming down and having a chat. Most enjoyable. And John, thank you for coming down with the 2 slices of fruit cake. That was absolutely scrumptious. I had 1 piece on the beach, and when I got home and had my tea, which was leftover curry, which I've got tonight when I get home actually, I had the other slice of fruit cake. It was so moist and sweet and lovely with proper butter on. Lovely it was. Can you bring me some more now? Because that'd be most enjoyable. So hope you got the first thumbs up in, John. Sat there waiting on Wednesdays at 7. Like to get the first thumbs up in. And everyone else, Mike Fox, great meeting you, mate. I'm so sorry I'd forgotten what you look like as well as John. It was such a brief moment. We've spoken more on email than what we have done on the beach or the riverbank. So yeah, sorry for not recognising you, but it was great to talk to you. And what a gnarl up that was, where me rod was going, like I got a bite and I was all round the bloody groins. I'm not used to these groins fishing, right amateur, but I was baiting up and talking to you two, so I weren't watching what my rod was doing. Even when it was going, I was still yapping to you. And then I got snagged up in the middle of the bay. Don't know, I hadn't got snagged up all day, but as soon as the tide turned, it was a different scenario. But yeah, caught my first haddock, that was good. Pretty fish, lovely blues and purples, lilac type colours, a bit like an eel, conger eel. So it's another one off the list, isn't it? Just need some more cod, flounder. What else could we catch out of here? Don't think there is a lot, is there? Well, there's haddock in there, so you never know. Oh my ear. Oh, that give me a pulse then. Right, I'll bring you back. I'll get this baited up and then I'll bring you back. But that's what it is. You've looked enough at me. Look at that sky. I'm looking at the back of the camera now. Doesn't that look fantastic? Oh. Yeah, I'd normally have both rods out by now. I'll tell you what I'll do. You look at that and I'll just get baited up. Yeah, we'll leave that in. We'll leave that in. Oh, these are hard. No, look. Right, we'll stick one in. You never know your luck, do you? It's all still frozen. I suppose it's because it's bloody cold, but oh, this is going to be huge bait. That's gone inside it. Bloody thing. Mind you, this is good, these are, because you can just take it out, put it in there, slot it in. There. Well, this is going to be a gobful. The only problem with this is it's still frozen, it's solid, but I shall take all the bait out and then I'll clean my hands, and what I'll do is I'll have a sandwich and stuff, because didn't have no dinner today because I was talking to a chap most of the morning, and yeah, didn't have time for any dinner before I come here, and I've only made 2 sandwiches, so my belly's going to get hungry, innit? Then you wrap round the line, push on the eye of the hook, wrap round the hook, you know the score. It's the only problem with this latex, well, whatever it is, this bait elastic should I say, is the right, that's good. Big, but good. I might as well get it casted out, hadn't I? Then I'll sort this bait out, fill my bucket up, got to put my electric jacket on yet because it's going to get cold when this sun goes down. It's a bit chilly now. Well, I ain't cold. Personally, I'm not cold because I've got my thermals on from Reeds. I can't speak of them highly enough. But then you pay for what you get sometimes, don't you? But they are expensive, but I wouldn't be without them now. And this neck, you soon get used to this being tight. But that's out there, so I'm going to chuck this same way. But oh bollocks! Alright, shouldn't it, on the bait? Put you there. That cast is crap. was a better cast. I'm pleased I redid it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Oh, what am I under? Yeah, I need to go this way. Let's take the slack up. Right there. Set the drag. So we've got the pen spin fishers, absolutely beautiful reels. They just do everything you want. There's no mess ups with them or anything. But yeah, sorry about that bit of amateur fishing, but that's what I am. You see, I am an amateur, and it's just to go fishing to enjoy it. Oh, right, well. Right, I'm going to sort my bait out now, and then what I'll do is I'll oh, the sun's right out now. That went out a lot further, that did, that cast, that hit into it, went high and went long. So the big bait is out. When I first did it, I let go when the rod was about here, because it just flopped out 10 yards in the water. So reeled that in, rebaited, hooked it onto the breakaway imp, cast it out. It's brilliant. So both rods are out, we're fishing. I'll sort the bait out now, make sure that gets defrosted. I've got some more worms here which feel as though they're getting soft, but we'll get them in the sunlight as well. And yeah, sort my barrow out probably. Whew. Not keen on that, but yeah, bring it back in a bit when these rods start moving, hopefully. Look at that for a picture, isn't that beautiful? Take that bit of paper off. These worms are a bit, oh, they're here. Oh, they're all right. They're good worms. Don't know where I got them from. Right, let's hope we don't get snagged up. Let's hope we don't lose any gear. Let's just have a peaceful day's fishing. Get you a video. My hat's spun round. Get my heated jacket on. Oh, there's lots to do. I'll see you all in a bit. Is that a bite? After the last time being here, that could be a bloody, for all I know, that could be a lump of bloody tree or something. I just caught the end of that. That went, didn't it? Could just be a branch, couldn't it? Put it this way, if that was a cod, that would have pulled line off, wouldn't it? Well, if I catch a cod now, I might just do a 10-minute and do a short video. Right, see you in a bit. It's not a bad picture to look at, is it? Right, I'm going to reel this in. But it's at an acute angle, so I'm going to walk around there to reel it in so I don't pull it over too many rocks. as far as I can see, there's no weed. That, what I just pulled off was a weed from last week. I got away with it once, I don't think I'll get away with it again. So, we'll get this on there. Bait is still on. We've still got the squid on, both bits, as you can see here. So I'm going to put some worm on, tip it with some more squid, cast it out, see what it's like. Yeah, it is got a nip in the air, but I'm not cold. This is now cutting the wind out, and I've got hand warmers to keep my hands warm, because if my hands get cold, I'm buggered. My feet are chilly, but I might put my reed socks on and see what they're like. So see you in a bit. Right, let's bait it up. We've got black lug and squid on there, tip with squid, just a little tip. And my fingers and hands are frozen. That's a bit further. That's all right. Right, so what I think I'll do is I shall, this sun is lovely, but I can't feel much heat from it. So I've got the wind blowing this way. So I need to warm my hands up now, because my thumbs are frozen. Do suffer with cold hands. Turn off, there you go. So I'm going to warm my fingers up, probably have another coffee, I don't know what that does. Just makes me want to go for a wee. I don't know that we're going to catch much today. I don't know. But you got to be here to give it a go, ain't you? You ain't going to catch it on your sofa. So it's a day off work as well. So the good thing about that is that just gives me a break. But yeah, nothing's happening on that. And I got a big bait out on the Ziplex. There's no point bringing that in, because that ain't going to be gone, because those squids ain't gone. You know what they say, don't they? Blows from the east, bites the least, isn't it? Well, it's blowing northeast, so it could be the issue. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? So anyhow, wish us luck. Be nice to catch something. Be nice to catch a cod, but they just aren't about. You'll get the odd ones off the beach, I think. But when you do catch one, they seem to be quite big, so hopefully, you never know. We're in that golden period of January, February now. If you can put up with the cold, it's a chance of getting a cod, isn't there? There was last year anyhow, so hopefully they'll turn up for spring. Got to catch one in winter, ain't there? Otherwise the Grand Slam is over. That's only something I do for myself. There's no such thing as a Grand Slam, it's just me. But I had a great year last year catching cod, and yeah, what else is it to say? It was just one of them years that was absolutely perfect really for me. But I've done it now. Seems to have took the shine off a bit. Always nice to catch a cod. It's nice to catch any fish really. Oh, my fingers are frozen. I might get the third. I've got 3 hand warmers. I might stick a third one in the pocket. I think I will. Because what's the point of having it in there not working? It fits free in this front pocket all nicely, and I put my hand in each one and get hold of one, but the other one will just create some more warmth in my pocket, wouldn't it? I've got my jacket on now. It's on blue. I did have it on green, which is level 2. I've now turned it down to level 1 because I don't want it running out, but the battery does last the whole session, and I've still got some, normally about 30% left in the battery, so bring it back in a bit, hopefully when something happens. Right, I'm going to reel this rod in because I'll tell you why. Because there's a load of weed round it, which is on this Ziplex rod. Oh yeah, there's some weed around that, alright. See if I can get that in. And what we'll do is, we'll, because that line's gone under that one, so we'll do that. Yeah, my line had gone slack, and it was that weight. It was the weight of that weed on there. So yeah, I've reeled that in. I've got this one over here. I don't think I've crossed lines, but obviously that Ziplex went out further than the flapper rig. Oh, it's bitter. With the wind, it is cold. I'm going to put my neck brace on in a minute. I'm getting away with it at the minute if I put my hood up, but I keep pulling my flipping hat off. No, my hat ain't right, is it? Look at me. I'm like man wearing, aren't I? Right. I'll keep watching. Right, we're going to reel this Ziplex rod in once I get in the right place for the camera. Absolutely beautiful sky, isn't it? Would you believe? Well, what we'll do is I'll change that bait. It's still on there, still hooked up, nothing wrong with it. Not even been nibbled. So I'm gonna put another one on, and then I'm gonna go to black lug and squid. So I've got another prawn and squid to go on, so I'll do that now. But I'll bring you back. Brilliant. Lovely. Lovely. Put that up there. So time to sink. Put that down there. Go. Put it up there. Know what sort of plane that was. Flying low. I'll tell you what. These gloves there, they've got a zip on the back. Bought these off Temu. I think they were £1.98, and they just say on them wind stopper. And they certainly do stop the wind. And my hands, when I take my hands out of my hand warmer pockets, they are a lot warmer. The good thing about these are, yeah, I think they were either £1.80 or they were £2.50, but they were off Temu, and they got a piece of stitched on thing there. But if you're going to fish winter, I think these are for flipping runners, you know, so they can keep their fingers warm. But because there's no wind get through them, your hands heat up in these. But obviously when you're baiting up and casting out, you could cast out on this, but I think it'll rip it. So I'd put my other glove on, put these on, and my hands are now warming up. So I don't really go a lot on gloves, but I didn't even mean to buy these. I don't know how I bought them. I must have pressed the button, but I don't remember. I was looking at it late at night, and then they just turned up, and I was like, well, I didn't know I'd bought them. So yeah, brought in 2 rods. Let's get you on the rods while you can see them. Brought in both rods now. On the Vasselli is the flapper rig, and there's black lug and squid on it now. But when I brought it in after first cast, it was still baited up on both hooks. So there's nothing out there robbing my bait. There's nothing out there biting me hooks either. On the Ziplex, I've just brought that in and you've seen that, and the bait was exactly how it went out, including the hooks. So I've got another squid and prawn, probably now regretting it that I've put it out again, because the first one didn't do anything. So the next bait I shall make up, shall cut another squid open, and I shall bait that up with black lug. In fact, I've got some frozen yellowtails, and they do leak loads of stuff out, so I'm gonna stick that out. Hopefully, you never know. But yeah, it's not a lot happening, is there? It's still a nice evening or afternoon. As you can see, it's got a little chop on the water. There is weed. When I reeled that Ziplex in, I hooked onto a little tiny small branch twig of a tree. Couldn't believe it, but it came off before I pulled it in. But yeah, there we have it. Here's fishing at the River Humber on Tuesday the 9th, is it? I think it is. Yeah, Tuesday the 9th of January. It's now 16:09. So aren't the nights pulling out? You'll find that they'll start speeding up and pulling out really quick. But it is winter. It's the start of winter by the astronomical chart, weather forecast, whatever you want to call it, which is the one I go by because that's the old one that we were brought up with. So it's winter. First day of spring is in March, so I've got from now till March to catch me a codlin. I don't care how big it is. Could be 2 inch for all I care. It's a nice sized tide, 6.39, 6.4, you know. It's a nice tide. It's just this northeasterly wind. So, to be honest, I'm not really expecting to catch. If we do catch, it is definitely a bonus. Definitely a bonus. Fingers crossed and all that. Good luck, Brett, on catching your codlin. Brett's going fishing tonight. Brett Fishing Diaries. There will be hopefully a video out, and hopefully he might pull a codlin out of the river. So yeah, go check out Brett's Fishing Diaries. There was a chap I met down there the night I met Al, and he's from down south, and he was fishing further down the riverbank. I can't remember what his channel was now. But yeah, I'm sorry about it, mate. I've totally forgotten. Terrible with names. Kerry can and Ian, they can vouch for that. They introduced themselves, and then a minute later I said, sorry about this, I don't want to sound rude, but what are your names? Now that to me looks like a beautiful thumbnail. What do you think, Tom? Do you agree? I do. Absolutely cracking. Well, it'd be nice to catch some up, wouldn't it? Oh, if I keep mentioning it, I might catch a fish, mightn't I? Look, them rod tips are very, very still, aren't they? So, what we'll do is, I'll bring you back in a bit. I'm going to keep watching these rod tips. I might have another sandwich. I might have a coffee, actually. It might be time to take my painkillers. It will be, yeah. See you in a bit. It's bright. I've just been dozing, so I can't be cold. I don't know what the rods have been doing. I shall keep an eye on them. But I've just been lying there dozing. The time is 16:39. So whatever time I said it was before, I think it had gone for. I've been sat here nodding off. I'm quite tired, really. Next rod in will be the Vaselli. Bait that up. Best get me head torch on. Torch. It's a case. What that's flashing for. Strap goes all the way to the bottom. I've had this bag for ages now. I've only put in about 10 zips. They do tend to rot. I did have a chat with the manufacturer, but I think he only thought I was doing was moaning about his bag, but I bought a load of zips off Amazon, and you just click them on, you don't have to take the zip out. But yeah, it's a good bag because it's got the extra 3 pockets for my drugs and stuff. Well, not drugs, I haven't took my painkillers, have I? Shit. Have to pour a coffee and let it get cold. It is bordering on. So it's gone high water now. It is bordering on bloody freezing. I'll tell you what, you couldn't fish here without this beach shelter. That wind would be on you all the time. What am I doing? Right, it's not bad. Still looks quite nice, doesn't it, with the sky? It certainly doesn't look like it looks on the camera, I'll tell you. But it does look pretty. don't know what the wind's going to be like next week and the weather. I've been told that it's going to change next week, so just don't want any snow, do we? So yeah, I just brought you back just to tell you I've been nodding off. So I'll keep an eye on these rods. I don't think anything's happening. I don't think I shall be here until the water's down to the mud. I'm just pleased to come out and the sun's been out. So I've cleaned the dog muck off my wheel. That weren't pleasant. It's a horrible thing, isn't it? So I'm gonna have to take them wheels off, put them in a bag and clean them tomorrow before I go to work. See you in a bit. Excuse me, I'm yawning then. Absolutely beautiful sunset that, isn't it? And it's round the corner as well, so it's over that, right over. But you can't see much there. It's shining up more over the Humber Bridge. See you in a bit. Right, is that shining? That's a bit bright that there, isn't it? Yeah. Right, let's get this rod in. It's bloody cold. I don't know that I'm enjoying it. Well, we have blanked. We ain't blanked. Let's get this in. Oh. Right, let's get that in there, bucket. Well, that's good. Chuffed with that. That's a flounder. I'm gonna get this baited up, we'll get that unhooked and then I'll bring you back. But I'm not cold, but I am, the cold is debilitating. So that's the only problem. But we caught a flounder, so you've got to be positive about that, haven't you? But yeah, this wind, if it weren't for this coat, this wind would be cutting through me. I've got a heated jacket on, which keeps me warm, and my reed sock, because I've got a reed sock on the right foot and a normal sock on the left, and my right foot is warmer. So I think next time I shall have a reed sock on the right foot and a sock over the top. The shelter is blowing about like a good one, but I've got loads of rocks on it, should be okay, but this wind is now picking up, so. Right, let's get this sorted. I'll bring you back in a minute. Right, we've baited up. Get this chucked out. We're not going to go far with it, and it's going over the other rod, so it's going out a bit more straight. Right, now then, this is the horrible bit. This is the horrible bit because I've got to put... I keep hearing something. Oh, it's my phone. Right, Pat. Yeah. Right, let's show you this fish. That was the wife phoned me up. So, here we have it. One flounder. Very welcoming, that is. So I'm going to get that returned. It was deep hooked, got the hook out, and there it is. One lovely flounder. Let's get it back. Right. Oh, it's cold on the old mince pie, on the fingers. Mince pies. It's cold on the old fingers. But yeah. So we caught a fish, we caught a flounder. I was going to measure it and I was going to take a picture of it, but I haven't. Both rods are out. I might make another squid and black lug bait up for the Ziplex. Bring that in, change that with that. Squid and prawn isn't doing anything, but you never know. You gotta have something out there for a cod, haven't you? So but they're not moving much. It's good to be here, let's be honest, but it is bloody chilly. I'm not cold. My legs are fresh but not cold, because I've got the thermals on underneath. But if I'd have put my bottoms on to this top, I would be roasty. I'd be roasty. And I wish I'd done it now, but when I was at the van, I just got all my gear out and started and thought, oh, I'll put them on there. But it's such a palaver when you got a bad hip to put your bottoms on that it's probably best for me just to do it at the car. And if I know it's going to be cold and I'm fishing in tonight, I might as well just put them on. But yeah, I've got my hand warmers. It is January, let's be honest. January the 9th, is it? So, what would you expect? You would expect it to be cold, wouldn't you? So I shall make a bait up now for the Ziplex rod and get that sorted. And yeah, that'll be the next rod to bring in. See you in a bit. Right, let's get this reeled in. This might get snagged up, this one. We shall have to wait and see, won't we? We'll put you there. I'm sure you can see everything. Yep. Reeled in. Oh dear, that was hard work. There's baskets there with like rocks in and stuff. My hook got caught on that, but I thought it was a fish on it. There's weed all on my line. I'm going to get that off, bait this up and chuck it out. I'm chucking it to the left because it's swinging to the right now, and that'll probably be the last chuck out on that rod. So see you in a minute. Right, bait it up, let's get this out. Right, well, that's that sorted. Cast it out anyway. Right. Well, that's both rods out, and I've now got on that, what is it, let's go in there because it's less windy in there. Looks like there's a little bit of rain. It's these January nights are terrible, you know. I hope you appreciate it. Not that I'm bothered, because that's a silly thing to say really, because you know, if I wasn't appreciating it I wouldn't have come, would I? Pick the best day anyhow. So but yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. There's not a lot in it. Sometimes I don't know what to say nowadays, because there's just so much that you can get in trouble for saying, and I don't want that to happen. And I'm afraid to say sometimes you get your wings clipped, but believe you me, if I fly into a rant, it's because there's something upsetting me. So there will still be rants. I'm sorry if it's a little bit, well, it is what it is, isn't it? There's that saying again. But yeah, just hope you're enjoying it. We haven't blanked, I suppose that's the main thing, but caught a fish, caught a flounder, probably about probably about 24 centimetres, something like that, 25. I've cutting the bait off, and I did the normal trick. I cut through the bloody line of the hook. So I've now got a pulley pennel on there, short one, only a short one, about that long, which is good really, because I should have had that in the last session at Wivensea, because I don't think it would have kept getting spun up. I forgot I'd tied some short ones, and so I've now got a pulley pennel on, and I've got that squid and frozen yellowtails on it. Now when those yellowtails defrost, juices just fly out of it, so hopefully I've got a chance of attracting something onto the hook. But that's the last cast on that. The water's going quite quickly. It's dark, it's windy, it's died down a tiny bit from how it was, but yeah, it's cold. I'm not cold, but it's just the environment that I'm in, as nice as it is and to be fishing, the environment that I'm in tonight is not pleasant. It's not a bite like what I know a bite is. Probably weed. There's loads of that, like felt fiberish weed. It's a bit like mayrot, but it's not mayrot. It is actual weed, but it is like felt, and you're pulling it off. It's terrible. I've cut my swivel off and dragged it all off. I didn't do it on the leader knot, because if you do that, the leader gets all tangled up and you're scuppered. So I pulled it off there and then chopped it off the end, pulled the weed off, and then I cut my snood, didn't I? So put a new rig on. Put the old rig away. It's in my box, ready to be cannibalised next time I'm in the garage tying some more rigs. I would tie all my own rigs. Pennels, flappers, up and overs, bomber rigs. So what else? Pulley droppers. I tie all my rigs, because once you've bought all the components, which don't cost a huge amount, and it's nice to have it, you know, in a couple of hours you can refill your wallet up, take some of the old hooks off and put new on, and the rigs cost pence. You know what you got on there, pulley swivel and the swivel, couple of hooks. It ain't gonna cost much more than 40p, 50p per rig. Well, I know you can buy them, but really, you got a radio on in the garage and other stuff on, and you're not next to the wife, are you? So you're having a break from her. It is quite nice to go outside and tie your rigs. So yeah, what else is there to say? I'll put this hat on now because the other one's woolen. It was itching me. It doesn't normally do that. This rod is moving about here. I don't know what it could be. I don't know. It's the wind. Normally I fish this tide all the way down to the mud, and as soon as I know the end of the stones are coming and we're into mud, I pack up. But I don't think I'll be doing that tonight. We've now got down to the shingle at the foreshore, and then we've got them rocks. I might pull the Vaselli rod in and rebait that up, but I can imagine there's loads of weed on it. Shall we do that now? Let's do that now. Let's hope this battery lasts, because we're now into winter, and as soon as that happens, you know what happens then, don't you? Alright, let's get this in and have a check. Both rods are going round to the left, right. We got weed. Fucking shed loads of it. Nothing on that. Well, there's nothing on there. Apart from loads of weed. Oh, weed and plastic. There's no point telling Greta, is there? Because she's not bothered, is she? She's not bothered. You see, this is an industrial area, so you get plastic in there from boats and stuff. Do you know what? I'm going to put that rod away and just fish a Ziplex. I've got a good bait out on the Ziplex, and if there's a cod, I'm going to catch it on that. I don't think there'll be any cod tonight because of this wind. I'm actually watching the rod I've just reeled in moving, thinking, is that a bite? Yeah, I might get this packed up. We'll see. I'll get everything pulled off. It depends what the other end is like. And once I've got it all off, keep going off on a tangent there, don't I, and going silent. Tom cuts them bits out. What I'm going to do is get this all took off, have a look at the other end, see how much weed's on it, and then I might bait up and chuck out short, and I mean short. That's what I'm going to do. Got to be in it to win it. Well, where are we at? I stripped all the weed off that rig and the leader and the main line. There is no end of weed. I would say if you was to gather it all up, there'd probably be about a metre. So it ain't that good tonight. It wasn't as bad as that last time I was there. So I took all that off, and then I baited up and put the lugworm on, and the hook, see, this is how it's starting to go wrong. When these things happen, you have to start thinking to yourself, I think I'll call it a night. So the hook went into my bait bag because it just happened to be the perfect height to go into the strapping, the webbing that goes around my bait bag. And it didn't just go in at the point, it went right past the barb. So I was pulling that out, and yeah, the bait flew off the worm because it went all of a sudden. It was such a jolt, you know. And I looked at the rig and I thought, I think it's telling me something. After taking nearly a metre, well, about a metre of weed off and plastic. So the rig's got in the wallet, weight's in the box, rod's in the bag, and we're now fishing the one rod, which is the last cast out. Now those rigs, right, battery went, and I put the battery in, started it up, and it lit up at the front and it said 00, which means there's no film. There's no because as you film each segment, it goes up 1 to 16, 18, 19, 20. Depends how long it is. I got a bit worried then. So anyhow, I've undone the thing, pushed the battery further in. It's just a GoPro, isn't it? But this camera, touch wood, wherever there is any wood, has been very good. You know, you get the normal GoPro faults with it, which could be anything per GoPro. You know, you buy a GoPro, it'll work perfectly right, and then a few months later or weeks it'll do something and you'll think, oh, there we go. You just have to get used to it. But where was I? So anyhow, I've put the rod away. There's times when you have to think to yourself, enough is enough. And there hasn't been a grueler tonight, and I'm not cold, and my heated jacket, I've got it on green, and I'm perfectly warm. This coat, Reed's coat, it stops the wind coming through. It feels like it's like a balloon. It's like putting a balloon on. But I'm not cold. The wind's died down a touch. Yeah, there's no buts, is there? It is what it is. It's January. So I've got the one rod out now, and there'll be loads of weed on that, and I'm gonna leave it a little bit longer before I pull it in, and then that'll be it. So it's not been a blank. We've caught flounder. There isn't much more about though, but then I haven't got fresh worms. It's always better with fresh worms, but the rod's not doing a lot. I've got a sandwich left which I'm going to eat on the way home. Still got coffee, but I can't drink that on the way home, so I might actually have a coffee now. It is a palaver, you know. You're here winter time, it's January, you turn up. It's nice to turn up during daylight hours because then you can get set up and it's more civilized. But when you pack up, you've got all your gear to put away, all in your box. You then got to cart up the slope, onto your box, onto your barra with dog muck on the tyre. Then I've got to dodge all the way back, trying not to get any more on. Put your shelter down. It's alright if it isn't windy, it's the doddle. And if you've caught loads of fish, it's even better. When you caught one, it's like, oh, I've got all that to do yet. But you then look forward to the fact that you're going to get in the van. And when you get in the van, you can turn that heater on, turn your music on, and head on them. Now the time is 6:15, and I said to the wife I'll be home at about 7:30ish. So we've probably got another 20 minutes there. I'm gonna pour myself a coffee now. You're on that rod. What can we talk about? Will I get any more idiot comments? I don't mind comments that are against me or, you know, whatever, but it always riles you up, doesn't it? I like to leave them there really, to show people what people are like. I don't get that many. Quite lucky really. I suppose people just moan about me or slag me off behind while I'm in air or elsewhere. But on my channel, comment wise, it's good really. I've got a good bunch of people that follow me, and I appreciate it. That's why I'm here tonight, fishing. There'll come a point when I can't do a video every week, and it'll be a sad day, but you know, things ain't getting any easier at the minute. But as soon as the day when I go fishing to just film and not do any fishing, that'll be the day I say, right, I'm only going fishing and filming when the urge is in me to go fishing. I think I'll always film my fishing trips. Well, that rod ain't doing a lot, is it? Sounds like rain, but it isn't raining. It's just this beach shelter moving in the wind. My mate Carl has had a nightmare with his push bike. He's had a battery that's been going into distress mode. I could say something else, but you ain't allowed to say that anymore. So it's gone into distress mode, flashing around everywhere. It's a good job the battery can't hold an ice cream of hundreds and thousands. They wouldn't stay on long. And then he got that sorted, and then he got a puncture in his front wheel. I was chuckling because then he got little legs, they don't get him very far on this bike. He needs the battery. And then he loaded his gear all up to go fishing again, and the battery started going all wanky again. And it turns out he's got a wire in his frame that's frayed, and it's shorting out in that. So I think he's getting it fixed today. Should be fixed by now. I bet you as soon as he's got that bike fixed, he'll be out on it fishing tomorrow. Or Thursday. Well, that is holding fairly well. That ain't gone right to the right. The water is down to the big rocks now. You've probably got 20 minutes, but this is the time where you'll catch a cod. This is the time. But I haven't got fresh bait, and I have caught cod here on frozen bait, but it's not as prolific as fresh bait. On top of that, there's not as many cod about this year. They were about at the beginning. If I'd have come here a couple of weeks earlier, I reckon I might have had a couple more cod. But we'll get some tides on the beaches, and I'll go to the beach, see if we can't hook a codling off the beach. If we don't catch a codling, we'll catch an haddock, so at least I'll quite happy catching them. But that depends how long they're around for. They might just suddenly disappear and sod off and go to deeper waters. So they're obviously around on the shore filling the bellies up. Right, that rod's moving now as though I've got weed on it. I don't know if you can see it going up and down. The only bit on me that's chilly is my left foot, which has got a normal sock on. My right foot with my Reed's Eskimo sock, let's say, because it don't look like a sock, but it actually goes on your foot and feels comfortable. That's okay. That's not cold. Be even warmer when I put that sock on and then put another sock over the top of it, because it'll really hold it tight to your skin, so then it'll have more heat build up in the sock rather than being baggy. But they haven't, the other thing with them, those Reed socks, they haven't fell down my boot. I thought, that's why I've only put one on, see how it goes. I thought it might actually fall down my foot and my leg and end up at the toe end of my boot, but it hasn't. They're on exactly where I put them. So I'm going to watch this rod for a little bit longer. I'm chatting away, at least it's pointing at the rods and not at my face. No chiselled looks tonight. Well, there was earlier on, but I didn't remind you about them, did I? Because it's all about me, isn't it? Billy Bunter. Hunter. Christ, what are you supposed to put in a fishing video to make it exciting, eh? Perhaps I ought to do a dance or do a striptease. That'll get the ladies all excited if I do a striptease. I've got some moves on me. You know, what on earth are you going to do to make a fishing video right exciting? I mean, if I watch someone catching common skate, the great big ones, that ain't even exciting for me. I don't like that sort of fishing, because that fish, them big fish, they're really pulled out of their environment, aren't they? Because they're deep, really deep, huge. They're humongous, aren't they? Everyone's different, aren't they? Some people will find something boring, and somebody else will find it okay, you know. Dare I say it is what it is. But what else would you do on a Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, eh? Well, TA Fishing's on, isn't he? You could watch him and then watch me. As long as you watch me, that's all I'm excited about. But I've got a good following of people that watch me on a Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Haven't I, Kerry and Ian and John and many others. Are you impressed, Andrew, that I'm actually using a pennel rig on a cod rig first, and now I'm using a pulley pennel. That is only because I'm using frozen baits and cocktail baits, because I ain't got any worm. If I had worm, not personally have worms, but if I had worm, fresh yellers, I'd be on the old flappers, wouldn't I? But I'm going to keep coming here to fish when it suits me, because it's only 50 minutes from my house, so it suits me for that reason. If it's really cold, I can come here in my shelter. I don't have to wait hours on end at the bays at Immingham or East Holton, so it suits me to come here. But I will come here not as much as last year, because one, there ain't a lot about, and two, it'll be good to fish some of the beaches and see what's about. It was good to catch a haddock in the last video, so that's what I'll do. I shall fish in other areas and come here sporadically, every now and then. I'll come here and test the waters out. That's what I'll do. I know where I'm going next time. I think shall try a different beach next time, if I can get parked, and then I'll come back here and try here again, hopefully with some yellers. Trouble is with the yellers is Scott at Squids and Bait, if you want any yellowtails, it's best to pre-order them and book them if you know you're going fishing. Get your yellowtails. He does frozen baits as well. It's best to get yellers. You can find him on Facebook under Squids and Bait. His name's Scott. He's a nice bloke. But me, because I just sort of like think to myself, right, I'm going Wednesday. Well, by Wednesday, he's normally sold out of worms. I think last year I was fishing more. He used to pick them up on a Thursday, I think, and then I used to go fishing Friday, Sunday night. There was a few times when Spolt brought me some, give me some lugworm. I got some lugworm off Mike and fished with that and caught cod. So there was other times when I used different bait, but right, I'm going to watch this for a few more minutes and then I'm going to reel it in, and that'll be it. See you in a bit. Right, we're getting this reeled in. It's time, I think. So let's get it in. I expect there'll be loads of weed on it. That's the main thing. It's steep up that bank. I don't think it shows how steep it is up there. I don't think. Right, well, we have got loads of weed on there. So, and plastic. It's unbelievable how much plastic's in there today. There's lots of weed as well. I didn't have as much weed as this last time, but it's all the way down. So I'm at the leader now. Main line's on the reel. Leader's started on the reel. I'll clear this up and pack it all away. So that's been it. I've been very fortunate to catch a flounder, and I'm afraid sorry I couldn't bring you any more than that. It would be nice for myself and for you for me to bring more fish, but it's one of them winters, isn't it? It's not switched on yet. Whether it will here or not, I don't know, but like I say, I'll keep coming here, giving it a whirl, hopefully when I've got some fresh bait, so I can use the flappers and use the yellers, and if the weather's right and I can only get here, I will come here, because it's beneficial to me. I will try the beaches. I might go on the beach next time, but the next tide that's right for the beach, for me, I will go to the beach again. Hopefully with some nice weather. And if it's cold, I should wear my bottoms. So that's it. This is the end of the video. Sorry there weren't more fish in this, but I'm afraid to say a flounder is all you've got. Apparently there's not a lot about on the coast tonight. There isn't a lot coming out. I'll probably get home and there'll be a bloody great cod being caught somewhere. But we've brought a fish out. It's not been a blank, so I'm chuffed with that. Don't like blanking. But I tell you, after 6 or 7 sessions of blanking, you get used to it. So this is it. Thank you everyone for watching. Keep subscribing, keep leaving a comment, give us a thumbs up. See you anon. You've got to get it in when you can, if you know what I mean.